Duties and responsibilities of U.S. citizens. Citizens live under a democratic government and are the source of the government's power. In other words, citizens are free people who choose to give limited power to a government. Individual freedom is an important feature of living in a democratic society, but that does not mean a citizen can do anything he or she wants, so don't close this video right now and go on a rampage. Democratic society has a combination of freedom and duty. By duty, I mean things a citizen must do or face punishment. In a system of anarchy, meaning a society without government, someone would have total freedom to do anything. This may sound great, but keep in mind that other people also have total freedom, and they may choose to do things you don't like, such as steal or kill. At the opposite end of the spectrum, a society with an authoritarian government is one in which individuals have very little freedom, but a great duty to obey the government in all ways or face punishment. Democratic societies provide a great deal of freedom, but citizens also have some duties. Citizens must obey laws, even ones they disagree with. You might not like a law setting a speed limit, but you are required to obey it or risk punishment. Paying taxes is another duty of citizenship. At the least, taxes pay for the government to exist and keep order. Beyond that, taxes are used for funding other services such as schools, roads, and fire departments. Another duty of citizens is to respond to a court order to appear as a witness or serve on a jury. Citizens have an obligation to make sure their children attend school. This could mean a public school, private school, or even homeschool. Education is essential in a democracy. Think about it. Citizens are the ultimate power source in a democratic society, and citizens help make all types of important decisions. Education helps citizens understand issues so they can make smart decisions. In the words of Thomas Jefferson, wherever the people are well informed, they can be trusted with their own government. Finally, if there is a foreign threat, citizens have a duty to defend the U.S. Specifically, the Selective Service System requires male citizens aged 18 to 25 to register for a potential draft into military service. It's important to understand that registering is required, but getting called to serve is not likely. In addition to these duties of citizenship, citizens also have certain responsibilities, meaning things citizens should do to keep their democratic society functioning well. Citizens should keep themselves well informed by paying attention to government actions, social problems, and foreign affairs. This can be difficult in an age of biased news sources and fake news, so checking the news on one website or TV program a day is hardly enough to meet this responsibility. Citizens should gather news from a variety of sources on a regular basis to maximize the odds of getting a complete and balanced perspective of what's going on. Another important aspect of being well informed is discussing current events with others. You've probably found that some people don't like to talk about political issues, but discussion and debate are important parts of living in a democratic society. It's not just about trying to convince everyone that you're right, but about sharing new perspectives and new information. Voting is another responsibility of citizenship. Democracy is about people having political power, and in a representative democracy like the US, voting is an essential way people exercise their power. Voting is not required, but it's a really good idea. In addition to voting, there are other ways that citizens can and should be active. Advocating and organizing for a cause are great ways to be involved. And there are many volunteer opportunities to help improve your community. Spending time, and maybe even money, are great ways to contribute to the common good. Finally, citizens have a responsibility to respect the rights of others. For example, you have the right of free speech, and so does your neighbor, so respect that. Of course, these responsibilities of citizenship are not requirements, but they are important nevertheless. Some people think that freedom in a democratic society means the freedom to do nothing, and I suppose that's true. But at the same time, democratic society is preserved and enhanced by the citizens who are actively engaged, not the ones who do nothing. The do-nothing people can just as easily do nothing while living under a dictator. Being a citizen has many advantages, but also some duties and responsibilities. I'll end with quotes from two very significant presidents. Theodore Roosevelt said, "The first requisite of a good citizen in this republic of ours is that he shall be able and willing to pull his weight." And Lyndon B. Johnson said, "Our citizens, naturalized or native-born, must also seek to refresh and improve their knowledge of how our government operates under the Constitution and how they can participate in it. Only in this way can they assume the full responsibilities of citizenship and make our government more truly of, by, and for the people."